McClung signs a 1-year deal. It seems awesome. Everybody's like, okay, McClung finally got a shot. However, here's what they've been hiding from you and keeping in the dark. Well, what do you know, it finally happened. Ironically enough, a day after we posted this video, Matt McClung is in a weird situation. He got signed to the Warriors on a 1-year contract. Congratulations. I'm sure a lot of you watching this, you saw that video, but for some of you that didn't, let me give you the brief run through and why I labeled it as a weird situation, because it was. I wouldn't say it's extremely rare, but it's not every day in the summer league that a guy starts out playing for one team, then he gets picked up by a different team in the middle of it. The summer league is only about 5 or 6 games, so it's not like you see players switching teams left and right. I didn't think it was strange because he got picked up by a new team. It was more of the team that picked him up, the Golden State Warriors. Out of every team in the NBA that has no room whatsoever to be adding players to their 15-man roster, it's the Golden State Warriors. Most of us know this. The Warriors are already in a sticky situation with having all these young stars, but they also got their core group that they've had for the past 10 years with Draymond Green, Klay Thompson, and Steph Curry. They seriously have a problem, and it's not a bad one, it's a good one. Eventually, all these young stars we're seeing blossom right now, Andrew Wiggins, Jordan Poole, potentially Kuminga, he's looking good, and Moses Moody, they're not going to have enough money to sign and keep these guys. Even with the luxury tax, and that is so complicated, we're not going to get into that, it's not going to be possible. It's not complicated to limit, it's rather simple. You can't keep Klay Thompson, Curry, Draymond Green, all those guys, and also try to keep Jordan Poole, Andrew Wiggins, and all the younger ones. You're going to be able to keep most of them, but all of them, there's no shot. As each player continues to get better, other teams are going to seek them out, and that player is going to want to be the star player and also get more money. And with the Warriors, we all know this. They're the best franchise. And yeah, that's right, I said it. They are the best franchise in the NBA at this moment when it comes to players. I've never seen anything like it in my life. The Warriors franchise right now, that is a player's dream. It's so player friendly, it's unbelievable. Of course, you got to give credit to the players, but it starts up front with the front office and everybody above them that get no recognition whatsoever. The Warriors front office, the coaching staff, everybody involved, they're the best in the league, and it's not even close. I want you to really think about this. Just look at Andrew Wiggins. People were labeling him as a bust. He goes to the Warriors, and now people were trying to say he could have potentially stolen the MVP away from Steph Curry in the finals. This last year for Andrew Wiggins was his best year in the NBA by far, and ironically enough, guess which team it was for? The Warriors. And it doesn't stop there. Look at Klay Thompson. His career has thrived in that system. Look at Draymond Green. He's probably not even relevant if he's on a different team, but for the Warriors, he's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. And last but not least, you thought I forgot, not so fast, my friend, the young star, the young phenom, Jordan Poole. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section down below, but I believe Jordan Poole was one of the worst rookies, and he had some of the worst shooting percentages out of any rookie in the league. And then out of nowhere in this recent year, people were trying to say that he was better than Klay Thompson, and at times he was. It's flat out unbelievable to look at what that organization has done, and coincidentally enough, they have created their own problem. They simply don't have enough room for these guys. Maybe the next year or 2 years they could somehow keep them together, but 3-4 years down the road, no way. I said all that to say this. Where does it lead us back to? Mr. Matt McClung. Y'all know how I feel about McClung. I've already stated this. I think he's good enough to be in the NBA. Not saying he should be a starter 6-man, but he's good enough to be on the roster. There's no way you can look me in the eye and tell me that he can't be the 10th or 11th man on any team. I don't care. He balled out in the summer league, which don't really get me too excited because I don't overreact to that. But what I loved about him the most is in the G League, he was the MVP and he averaged 22 points per game, 8 rebounds, and 8 assists. Actually, hold on. I know it wasn't 8 rebounds. I'm not looking at it, but it drives me crazy when I don't get the stats right. Yeah, I'm going to pull it up right here. He had 7 rebounds and 8 assists, my bad, and he did it efficiently. 47% from the overall field, phenomenal, and shot 38% behind the three-point line. You'll take that. And you got to throw this in there. I haven't even spoke on this with Matt McClung. He's only 6'2", so most of his buckets, I would say 80-85%, they're hard earned. It's not like he's this huge 6'8" Ben Simmons type of point guard where most of his shots are around the rim. No. With that being said, going back to the previous video where I said this is a weird situation, because which Summer League team did Matt McClung finish playing for? The Warriors. Like we just ranted about for the past couple of minutes, which team has no room to add any players? The Warriors. And well, what do you know? About a day ago, the news officially broke that Matt McClung is going to sign a one-year deal with guess who? The Warriors. Oh yeah, major shout out to you guys. You were blowing me up on Instagram, sending it to me on my DMs, and you were also tagging me in it. And I always appreciate that because it lets me know you want to see videos on that topic. I don't know if I'll be able to find the notifications because I think they might be gone, but if you send it to me, I want you to know I saw it and I greatly appreciate it. I had a lot of you telling me, yo Matt, this is awesome. McClung is finally getting his shot. He's getting his opportunity. And I thought the same thing at first until I looked into it. You have to understand in life, not everything appears the way it seems. Does that make sense? It made sense in my head. Maybe that's the wrong way to say it. I don't know. You get what I'm trying to say. McClung getting this contract from the Warriors, it's not what you think. And matter of fact, I'll take it a step even farther. It's not even a good situation for him at all. It is an opportunity and I'm excited for him, but I think a lot of you are misinformed on this. We're going to talk all about that in today's video. As most of you know, we're on the road to 300K. We're trying to take over this YouTube game, so if you like content like this, why not subscribe? It's free, doesn't hurt you. You can always unsub later. All right, Matt, shut the crap up, and now without further ado, let's get into it. I hate to bring this up, but it's such a great example, and I'm asking you guys a question. Y'all know Shareef O'Neal, right? He's Shaq's son, and he's trying to fight his way into the NBA after only averaging 1.8 points per game at the college level, and in the summer league, he wasn't too much better. Same thing for Dwayne Wade's son, Zaire Wade. We made a couple of videos on him. He also is barely even playing in the summer league, and he wasn't too good in high school. And of course, I'm sure everybody watching this, you know Bronny James, who is LeBron's son. I am about to ask you a genuine question. I'm curious. I want to know what you think down below. I'm going to show you these numbers right here. If Shareef O'Neal, Bronny James, or Zaire Wade averaged this in the G League, do you think they would get a contract offer, not some two-way contract, but a serious contract offer from an NBA team? 22 points per game, 7 rebounds, 8 assists. I don't even think they would have finished out the G League. They would have got called up halfway through. I hate how the world operates sometimes, especially when it comes to these sports. It's not what you know, it's who you know. And if you disagree with that, I don't know what to tell you. You're oblivious to reality. And it's not just in the NBA, NFL, or major leagues. That's how it is everywhere in real life. A lot of times people get great jobs not because they're good at them, but it's because they know somebody that can get them on. And we see it all the time. If you're a son of an NBA athlete, you got a better shot of getting to the NBA than a random person like Matt McClung. Should it be this way? No, but it is what it is, and that is the reality of life, and you got to come to terms with it. So if you are in the shoes of a Matt McClung, yeah, you got to average dang near 22 points per game, 7 freaking rebounds, 8 assists, shoot 40% behind the three-point line just to get a slither of an opportunity in the NBA. Whereas if you're Shareef O'Neal or Zaire Wade, you can average only 1 point per game in college or not even go to college and you'll still get a shot. I find that odd, and I'm not a numbers guy that only looks at the stats, but they give you a great perspective. I'm more of the eye test. I want to see what you do on the court. Yeah, scoring 22 points per game, having 8 assists, it's cool, it looks good on paper, but we see Russell Westbrook. Nowadays, numbers can be deceiving. With McClung, though, if you watched him play in the Summer League or NBA G League, you know this guy passes the eye test. Does he over-dribble at times? Does he stall out on offense? Yes, but he's a young guy. He'll learn from that. I've also seen many people state this and claim that the NBA is racist towards white people. I understand it. I see where they're coming from, but the word racist is not the right word, and I hate how people just throw that out nowadays for no reason. Do I think the NBA is racist towards white people? Heck to the no, it's not even close. I hate that. Shut up. I'm going to give you a great example, and you got to pay attention because if you're a casual, you're not going to understand this. I like to label and call this pattern recognition. If you don't know what that means, it's fairly simple. Recognize the patterns of people and stuff around you. Here's a great example. Whenever the first group of humans, they got onto Earth and they were discovering all these animals and whatnot, let's say Bob and Jim, they ran into or they saw a cheetah and a lion. Well, Bob and Jim, they've never seen a cheetah and lion before, so all they see is a fluffy, cute-looking animal. Let's say, for the sake of this video, Bob looks at Jim and says, hey, I'm gonna go try to pet that cheetah, and yeah, the rest is history. The cheetah attacks Jim. So ever since that day, us humans have learned that lions and cheetahs, they're not too friendly, and we need to stay away. Pattern recognition. It's not being racist toward a cheetah or lion that you don't want to pet them. It's called being smart. It's being a realist. It's the same thing with short white point guards in the NBA that are only about 6'2" like McClung. They haven't succeeded in the NBA, so all these teams and GMs, they stay away from them. I think you see where I'm going with this. It's not being racist towards 6'2" white point guards. It's being smart. It's being a realist, and I understand it. And I already know you're going to have that one bozo run into the comments right now. I can smell him. Well, Matt, what about Bob Cousy? He was a 6'1" point guard. He did good in the NBA. Dude, are you kidding me? Give me a break. Bob Cousy played in the 1600s 1800s. Times have changed. If Bob Cousy was playing in the modern 2022 NBA, they would make him look like a rag doll. Look, I'm just going to keep it real. Most white people aren't as good at basketball as black people, and it is what it is. It's reality. What do we like to call that? What is the phrase of this video? Pattern recognition. Anyways, let's get back on topic with McClung. I apologize for the rant. You see right here, McClung signs a 1-year deal. It seems awesome. Everybody's like, okay, McClung finally got a shot. However, here's what they've been hiding from you and keeping in the dark. This isn't your traditional 1-year deal. He's not even getting guaranteed money, so it's not like he signed a 1-year, $2 million deal. He's not even getting that. And matter of fact, to take it even farther, this is basically a training camp invite. Nothing more, nothing less. And I'm going to show you right here. To clarify, Matt McClung is a training camp invite for the Warriors. No guarantees he even makes a 15-man roster. Still, McClung should have a chance just like Avery Bradley and Gary Payton II did a year ago. And hey, we saw that turned out last year. I think Gary Payton was wanting to be not a coaching assistant, but like a player's assistant. Next thing you know, he's playing in the finals. I'm not saying McClung's going to be playing meaningful minutes in the finals last year, but we saw what happened last year with Gary Payton, so anything's possible. You never know in basketball. When there's only a 15-man roster, if there's a couple injuries here and there, you could be starting. And Shams even went farther on it, and this gives you more details. McClung's deal will be a standard non-guaranteed deal, not an Exhibit 10, that gives him an opportunity to make the Warriors roster out of training camp. It gets even more interesting because this isn't even a two-way contract. They could cut him or waive him at any time and not have to pay him a dime. Which, in my opinion, is kind of harsh because I think he's earned a spot on an NBA team, but his career's not over, and this is a big step. Just like this comment says right here, he could be waived at any point, but he could be converted to a two-way if he accepts. I don't like that really because y'all know how I feel about McClung. He deserves to get a real contract. I said this in the last video. No two-way contract BS. None of this Exhibit 10 crap. He needs a real contract with some real money. He's earned it. I'm sure a two-way contract, it wouldn't be the worst thing because, yeah, he could get pulled up here and there, but he wouldn't play, and then he could also ball out in the G League again. But I don't even see why he needs to go back to the G League because he dominated it last year. And yeah, I said dominated. It wasn't even close. Me personally, I don't understand how a guy can be the MVP of the G League and still no team wants to give him a real opportunity. You can say what you want about this Golden State stuff. I'm happy for him, but it's not a real opportunity. There's plenty of other teams out there that could use a 4th or 5th man off the bench to give him a spark, sell more tickets, and McClung's the perfect guy. Once again though, we come back to the phrase of this video, pattern recognition. I like McClung, but let's be real here, how many 6'2" white guys are thriving in the NBA in 2022? Not many. However, there is an exception because McClung is an athletic freak. He is the exception. If you are going to be 6'2", you got to be athletically gifted to even get in the NBA, and he's just that. He can also shoot. I wouldn't say he's a lights out shooter, but he shoots good enough. He can pass, dribble, create, does over dribble. We've said that already, but it is what it is. He'll learn. I don't like this deal for him because he's never going to play for the Warriors. He'll spend all of his time in the G League. Think about it. They didn't even get time to plug in Kuminga and Moses Moody last year, and they were on the team. So if Moses Moody and Kuminga were barely playing last year, what do you think is going to happen to McClung? I don't like it. I think there's a team out there somewhere in the NBA that could actually want him and use him. I guess he'll just have to continue to go off and make all the doubters believers like he's done for the past year and a half. It's still a weird situation. I am very curious. Let me know your thoughts on all this down below. But peace, man. Right up there in the game.